Hey, Stony Creek families, welcome to Virtual Curriculum Night. My name is Stephen Book, and thank you so much for stopping by and for watching this video. In this presentation, I'm going to tell you a little bit more about me, about my background, and about my classes. First and foremost, my schedule. I have first hour, conference hour, or prep hour. So if you need to get a hold of me, that is the best time to do it. Otherwise, through email, sbook@rcs-k12.us is the next best way to get a hold of me. I teach 3 AP Gov sections, second, third, and sixth hour. My world religions class is fourth hour, and then my regular Gov class is fifth hour. A little bit about me and my family. Mrs. Book and I were married in 2015. We met while teaching here at Stony. She in the past has taught math and science. Now she has moved on to a new role here at Stony called an instructional interventionist down in the Learning Center. She loves this new role, and it's going to get her kind of doing what we all love to do, and that is helping students in more of a one-on-one setting as opposed to in a 38-person setting. And she's been rocking and rolling with this job so far. We rescued that puppy dog there named Dobie in 2016. He's a Beagle Hound mix. Then we had Breslin, who is 6 years old now and in first grade, Kendall, who's 3.5, and Landon, who is pictured here, who is 17 months old now. So 3 kids, 1 dog. We had an amazing summer, tons of fun, tons of traveling, and we're super lucky and blessed to be able to have the summers off just to spend with them. This is my 13th year of teaching here at Stony Creek. I grew up here in the Rochester area. I attended North Hill, Brooklands, Ruther. I graduated from Rochester High School in 2006. Then I was off to East Lansing, where I majored in comparative cultures and politics in the residential college known as James Madison College. Now, what is kind of unique and cool about MSU and so many of our big universities in our area is that if you want that Big Ten feel, you want that sort of tailgate Saturdays and big time basketball games. And I was a member of the Michigan State Marching Band, so a 300-person strong marching band, and all those traditions that go along with those things. But the huge class sizes can feel overwhelming. Most big schools have these residential colleges that just kind of centralize the learning. And my class sizes were no bigger than 25 or 30 students at the most. I had small class sizes as small as 12. Get to know professors way better than in some of those big, large lecture halls in the normal university. So James Madison College is sort of an honors political science program, and the major that I picked was comparative cultures and politics. I minored in history. Student taught over at Utica Ford High School in 2011, then got my master's degree while studying abroad in Dublin, Ireland for 1 summer, followed by the next summer in Galway, Ireland. My master's is in educational technology, and hopefully that means that this presentation will go without a technological hiccup. I like to golf. I bleed green and white. I absolutely am a political podcast junkie and love to listen to these types of podcasts. I'm a big fan of musical theater and just music in general. I attended quite a few concerts this summer, and that is a big passion of mine as well. I've taught pretty much everything in the realm of social studies here at Stony. Like I mentioned earlier, I'm currently teaching religions and our government courses, but second semester I'll also be taking on our Theater 1 and Theater 2 classes, which are 2 classes that I've been teaching for most of my career here at Stony. I coach the 8th grade girls basketball team in the fall over at Hart, the 7th grade boys basketball team at Hart in the winter. I previously have coached the Stony Creek girls basketball team, and for the first time in my career, I am not saying that I'm directing the spring musical here at Stony. I've turned that over to a former student of mine. The time commitment just become too great for my family, and I look forward to being our theater students' biggest fan this year. If you have any questions about student clubs or organizations, Mrs. Book and I are the 2 people to come to, so please reach out if you have any questions about those. AP parents, the AP test is Monday, May 6th, 2024, which is about 240 days away. But the AP test sign up is coming up quickly. The deadline is Halloween, October 31st, 2023. So our students need to sign up anytime between now And then for the AP test. Now, the AP tests are $100 now. I'm going to give you sort of a price breakdown of what that looks like in terms of money that we were able to save Stony Creek families this past year for students that were able to gain college credit. But I won't know the test taking skills or lack thereof of our students by the time October 30th rolls around. I won't be able to give that type of advice quite yet. The College Board has moved forward the deadline to sign up for these tests. And so those are going to be some hard conversations that you're going to have with your student about whether or not they think that from a test taking perspective, they will be ready. From a curriculum perspective, from a content perspective, their toolbox will be overflowing by the time May 6th rolls around. And I'll talk a little bit more about that in just a little bit. I mentioned my prep hour, I mentioned my best contact method, my grading scale. So I do a straight grading scale. 45% of your student's grade will come from quarter one, 45% from quarter two, 10% for the final exam. I'll direct my instruction through lectures, through discussion and debate, through making thinking visible routines, formative and summative assessments. There'll be a lot of bell ringers and checkpoints along the way, and your student will know way more than they ever will need to know for the AP test, because the ultimate goal is to create some more responsible citizens here through this class. We have to get our students prepared for a number of foundational documents. We are diving into the Declaration of Independence this week, as well as the Articles of Confederation, Federalist Paper number 10 by James Madison, Brutus number 1, Federalist Paper number 51, also by James Madison, the Constitution of the United States, including the Bill of Rights. Federalist Paper number 70 and 78 will be next semester, as well as Letter from a Birmingham Jail written by the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Those also will be second semester. We have a number of required Supreme Court cases that we'll be taking on, 14 of them. Roe versus Wade has been overturned by the Supreme Court and also overturned by the College Board as a case that is mandatory to learn about in this course. So the ones in red are the cases that we'll be taking on in the first semester. The ones in black are for second semester. There is a book. It is called the AMSCO Advanced Placement United States and Government and Politics, 3rd edition. The author is David Wolford. I ask that you please purchase this book for your student. The reason is this is a college level course that we are taking here in the junior year of our students' academic schedule. And we really want them to be able to highlight in it, to mark it up, to write in the margins, to treat this like a college textbook, something that they own, something that they can actually utilize the review materials, the review questions as they get closer to the AP test and our unit tests. It's a great resource. We love this book, and we do ask that you please purchase this book sooner rather than later. The purchase links for this book are on my Google Classroom page, as well as on my digital syllabus, which hopefully by this point you all have seen, because it was required for my students to get your signature signing off that you have looked through this document. The other 2 textbooks listed on the screen right now are for review purposes only. If you feel like these would be good review materials for your student, then please feel free to purchase them. Our units, there are 5. We are right now in the first unit, Foundations of American Democracy, which is between 15 and 22% of the overall AP test. We'll then jump to Interactions Among Branches of Government, 25 to 36%, or the biggest chunk of the test. Civil Liberties and Civil Rights is Unit 3, American Political Ideologies and Beliefs, Unit 4, and we end with Political Participation. If this was an election year, we would be flipping that schedule around just a little bit and going Unit 1, Unit 2, Unit 4, Unit 5, and then Unit 3. The AP test, which we are thinking about right now at home prior to the October 31st deadline to sign up, is 55 multiple choice questions worth 50% of the overall grade, with 4 FRQs, free response questions, that our students have 1 hour and 40 minutes to write about, and that is also worth 50% of the overall grade. These FRQ style questions, 3 of them are based on content, and then 1 of them is an argumentative essay. Last year, my students did amazing on this test. 130 of my students took the test. The average score was a 3.16, which blew the Michigan average and the global average out of the water. 68.5% of my students got college credit, which blew the Michigan and the global average out of the water. My biggest takeaways from this are our students here at Stony Creek are amazing. My students are ready to take the test by the time May comes around. We've got a great handle on kind of our review schedule, both in class as well as putting together a few extracurricular review sessions on the weekends and after school. The virtual learning / COVID excuse is over. Our students are capable of achieving anything academically, and that excuse that they are not able to prepare themselves, or we're not preparing them because of COVID and all that went along with the virtual learning. I just think that excuse is long expired. And then Mr. Book and Mr. Glazier are dedicated to making this an all-around great experience. We worked our tails off last year to get our students prepared. They saw that, they fed off that energy, and in return, they worked really hard down the stretch as well. We beat every single state and global average in my class last year for all of the criteria that are graded on the AP test, every single one of them. So proud of our students last year. At Oakland University, this class, which is a political science 100, an intro into poli-sci, this class is a 4 credit hour class. At OU this fall, each credit hour is $507. So that means that the course tuition this class right now this fall costs $2,030 over at OU. 90 of my students got college credit, so 2,030 times 90 is about $182,000. So spending $100 now will hopefully go a long way to saving some money, because most of our students, no matter what their major is, will have to take an intro to political science or an intro to government or civics class while at the university level. More importantly, though, we're trying to create more responsible citizens, set them on a path to thinking about why it's important to vote, looking into a lot about the history of the Democratic Republic that our founding fathers created here in the United States, and then just filling their toolboxes with some college-ready skills, most importantly, some study skills and some note-taking skills that they can take with them into their senior year and beyond. I look forward to meeting each and every one of you. I hope that the school year has gotten off to a great start in your household. Please reach out if you have any questions, and thank you so much for stopping by and listening to this presentation. I'm Mr. Book, and I hope that you have a great rest of your day. Take care.